Right, very good evening to you. I hope we're all fine. Here we go again, Tuesday, the 6th of February 2024. We're here to take a look at the snow watch situation. I think this is update 4. We're going to start off by taking a look up at Lerwick in Shetland. The cold air has arrived, snow showers have pushed in across the far north. And if we take a look at the weather warnings, there is a weather warning out for snow and ice for the far north and west of Scotland. Really, I think it's pretty much valid from 3 o'clock this afternoon through until midday tomorrow. Generally, sort of 1 to 3 centimeters, 5 to 8 centimeters, quite possible over the Northwest Highlands. So it's not so much about accumulations of snow; it's more to do with the ice that's going to be associated with it. The showers are now pushing into the north of Scotland on that ever increasing cold north-northwesterly flow. Some of the showers I've noticed recently have got down into Aberdeenshire. And if we just take a look at the uppers, that cold air is pushing in. This is the 850 air at 5 o'clock this evening. So this is now. Just notice how those wintry showers are starting to crop up as soon as that upper air falls into that -8 territory. But I think most parts of the mainland have really been devoid of snow so far today. It's just a little bit too warm, but those temperatures are falling. And I did notice up towards Wick earlier on this afternoon, there was a snow shower briefly that just dusted the ground for a while. Right, further south, the action is in the form of this cold front, which is marking the boundary between the colder air to the north and much milder air to the south. And this can be seen quite well on top of the hots. 14 degrees currently at London City Airport, 13.7 at Heathrow, but loads of stations across central, southern and southeast England are sitting around about 13 degrees. But that colder air in the north is marching further south, and the current chills on the hills, well, there you go, -5.7 up at Annickmore. Obviously, that's a high altitude station at 1,200 metres. But even down on the low level stations, you're down at 2, 3 degrees, and that air temperature will be falling away. There's the facts chart. By midnight tonight, the cold air would have reached the south coast. That's where it's going to stay for a few hours before it starts to retreat back northwards on Thursday. And this is where the snow and ice warnings have come in. This is valid from 6 o'clock on Thursday morning through until 6 o'clock on Friday morning. And if we just take a look at the details, really it's similar to what we were talking about yesterday. It's a band of rain, sleet, and increasingly snow pushing north on Thursday, bringing up to 2 centimetres at low levels, 2 to 5 centimetres on ground above 200 metres, and perhaps as much as 15 to 25 centimetres above 400 metres, along with the risk of icy conditions. Later in the period, it's possible this snow will ease back to rain and drizzle, especially towards the southeast of the area. But they do mention that there is some uncertainty with regard to this rain-snow boundary and the northern limit of the snow. Although it's put in the warning like this, there may be some changes. So yeah, keep an eye on that. Worth mentioning also that if you're a big snow fan and you're on the low ground, even in these areas, 0 to 2 centimetres, it's going to be a bit of a slushy mess. But because of the timing of it, 9 o'clock Friday morning, there will be elements of disruption, no doubt, across parts of the M1, places like that, the A1M and the M6. So yeah, just something to be aware of if you do need to travel on Thursday morning. So we're now going to take a look at 3 interpretations of the way it's going to be playing out. We're going to start with the ECM. We're going to start it really tomorrow. So snow showers in the north, we know all about those. The front in the south hanging about in the English Channel before it starts to push back northwards on Thursday morning. This is at 3 o'clock in the morning. Heavy snow coming into many central parts of Ireland, parts of North Wales, parts of the Midlands. And this is the situation at 6 o'clock in the morning on Thursday. Some quite heavy snow across Ireland and some quite heavy snow across parts of central and North Wales, parts of the West Midlands, and coming up towards Merseyside. So this is the 9 o'clock situation from the GFS on Thursday morning. Heavy snow across these areas. So familiarise yourself with your locations and just take note. By midday, that situation is such that the band of snow has pushed somewhat further north. Milder air starting to come into the Midlands at that stage. By the time we reach 3 o'clock in the afternoon, that band of snow has pushed up more towards Northern Ireland. moving further north across the north of England up towards the northeast of England. But by 6 o'clock, that will be a fragmenting band of rain, sleet, and snow. But naturally, there's going to be some quite hefty falls across the altitude routes across many parts of the Pennines. Later on in the day, we get that push again from the south, more heavy rain pushing up into that colder air. So once again, yeah, although many lowland stations across northern England will be seeing rain and sleet by this stage, it won't take much altitude to be getting further heavy snow. So this is why you can see that the Met Office warning is in effect until 6 o'clock on Friday morning. These altitude locations are going to sort of be in the snow zone for longer. Push it forward through Friday. What will happen is that band of rain and sleet on the coast, snow over the high ground this is according to the GFS, push up into Scotland and then just sort of hang about there. I'm going to take the forecast to the end of Friday. We'll come on to the weekend's forecast tomorrow. I don't want to go on too long tonight. Right, we're now just going to take a look at the GFS's take. So do apologise, that last run was the ECM's run. Right, this is GFS's take. So you guys, well, most of the country tomorrow, dry and fine, sunny skies, snow showers across the north. By the end of the day, that front in the English Channel will start to move back further north. And if we just move it forward through to 3 o'clock on Thursday morning, as with the ECM, there you go, snow starting to push into central parts of Ireland, parts of North Wales, and then by 6 o'clock in the morning, once again, snow across North Wales, the Midlands, down towards looks like parts of East Anglia as well. Maybe Suffolk, maybe Cambridgeshire, just something to keep an eye on. But yeah, that does look like it has pushed that boundary, doesn't it, between the mild air rain to the south and the cold air to the north, a little bit further south. So yeah, those areas that aren't in the Met Office warning, certainly if you're in the GFS's camp, there will be a period of quite heavy snowfall in the morning. As with the other model, the ECM, that band of snow will push northwards. This is at midday. This is by 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and this is by 6 o'clock in the evening. A fragmenting band of sleet and snow at that point, but obviously continuing heavy snow across the Pennines. Towards the south, heavy rain. Towards the north, just a scattering of wintry showers on those eastern coasts. Moving to Friday, that heavy rain again that's been shown will push up from the south in milder air this time. So I think many parts of the Midlands, many parts of northwest England, away from the Pennines, many parts of sort of northeast England, talk about Lincolnshire, Humberside, you'll be seeing rain with this next push, with the snow at this point just kept over the hills. And then throughout the course of Friday, this band of snow by this stage pushing ever into colder air threatens more in the way of snowfall across Scotland. So Scotland, you're out of the warning zones at the moment, but I've seen perhaps enough evidence to suggest that there may be a cheeky little warning being issued for you guys tomorrow if this trend does continue. Just something to keep an eye on. Towards the south, by the end of Friday, milder air would at this point pushed all the way through Ireland, England, Wales, up to the borders. Right, the last one we're going to take a look at, this is going to be the Icons take from this afternoon. Front moving south this evening, clearing the south coast overnight, hanging about in the Channel tomorrow, snow showers around those northern western parts of Scotland. We get to Thursday morning, this is at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning. Perhaps the snow less extensive across Ireland on the Icons take on things. Certainly snow across parts of North Wales, the northwest Midlands, up towards Lancashire, up towards Merseyside, those sorts of areas. But yeah, this is the Icons take, and this is probably where the Met Office are kind of getting their idea of the warning from. Certainly the snow seems a lot more centred towards the northwest of England, and progress is somewhat slower north as well. If we take it to sort of 2 o'clock in the afternoon, you've got snow across once again the Pennines, but yeah, more of a rain sleet mix towards the east of England. Later on in the day, that band of fragmenting rain and sleet and hill snow pushing northwards, generally fizzling out before the next push of heavy rain in the south pushes up into that cold air towards the north of England, giving the Pennines another sort of like spell of potentially quite heavy snow. So you can see this is why the Met Office have got this warning out until 6 o'clock on Friday morning to cover this second band of precipitation pushing up from the south. Later on Friday, that whole rain and hill snow event pushes up towards Scotland. Yeah, once again, getting up towards the borders, getting up towards the east of Scotland. So, yeah, once again, there's a signal there that there could be some potentially quite heavy snow across parts of eastern Scotland, especially with some elevation, but yeah, close to the coasts. Generally a rainy, sleety mix. Right, in terms of your snow depths, just very quickly go through it. They're all fairly academic, but if I just show you the way it's looking, this is from the UKV, 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. This is where the snow will be falling, as we've seen in the warnings, generally across northern parts of Scotland, across the higher ground, down towards the western parts of Scotland as well. It's not until you start to get towards Thursday morning, this is when the snow starts to push into the northwest of England, the Midlands, North Wales, and this is the situation in terms of snow depths by the end of Thursday. So there you go, northern England, particularly the Pennines, particularly North Wales, and then yeah, just push this forward through to Friday. The snow slowly melts away, certainly from lowland locations. But of note, the snow depths increase across the Pennines. So, yeah, I think we're going to see some sort of quite interesting pictures from some of these high altitude routes across the Pennines across the course of the next couple of days. But as we've seen, lowland stations by then generally devoid of any snow cover. Nearly finished, guys and girls. We now just take a look at the snow depths from the GFS. So this is Wednesday. So yeah, we know about the snow showers tomorrow that will be falling across the north and west of Scotland. It's later on in as we move into Thursday morning that the snow starts to sort of ramp up. This is where it's falling. So this is at 10 o'clock on Thursday morning. Just follow it as it pushes in. So yeah, again, it's centering itself perhaps a little bit further south. This was the GFS after all. It was taking things a little bit further south, but yeah, throughout the course of the day, those snow depths, they start to accumulate, particularly over the Pennines. You can see that on there, can't you? There's like the spine in the middle, which marks where the Pennines are. Lesser snow to low levels to the east and to the west. And then throughout the course of Friday, the snow kind of melts away really from lowland stations. And then throughout the course of the weekend, I don't want to go too far into it, the snow will be more confined to the north, but there is an interesting signal there for some quite heavy falls of snow across those eastern parts of Scotland. I would not be at all surprised to see the warning extended further north. Right, before we just bring it to a close, we'll have a little look at the snow spikes. So this is Glasgow. Yeah, perhaps a little bit throughout the course of tomorrow from those wintry showers pushing down from the north. And again, perhaps rather more in the way of snowfall around the 9th, the 10th from the front pushing up north from England. Push it forward to Sheffield. There you go. So you've got a good signal for snow falling on Thursday, particularly around midday. Look at those. Some of those sort of spikes are pushing up 10 to 15 centimetres. A good signal for Sheffield, but come down to London to the south. Zip all zippity doodah, nothing. So yeah, it's a real north of England event. But yeah, it's going to keep the forecasters on their toes. I think we're kind of in the zone now where we know where it's going to fall. Just minor tweaks now on what will be a very mixed day across the UK on Thursday. I'll be back again tomorrow, probably looking a little bit more at the weekend view by then. Yeah, but as I say, thanks for watching. Please do your liking, do your sharing, and do your subscribing. All much appreciated. Ciao for now.